Imagine this. You are publicly insulted. Your heart pounds. Your face goes red. Every part of you is screaming, defend yourself. But the person standing next to you heard the exact same words and didn't even blink. Same situation. Two completely different reactions. What is their secret? Today we're going to break down exactly why. Some people are nearly impossible to provoke and give you a specific psychological method you can start using today. Subscribe if you are new. We break down psychology in simple, practical terms every week. First, you need to understand what is actually happening when someone attacks you. Think about the last time you were provoked. A colleague with passive aggression, a relative with a sarcastic comment about your life, an acquaintance questioning your choices. You felt that surge, anger, the urge to fight back, the need to prove yourself. That feeling is exactly what they were aiming for. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Toxic people do not attack because they hate you. They attack because they are starving. They lack something they cannot create themselves. Emotional energy, recognition, a sense of power. When you react, when you argue, justify yourself, prove your worth, you think you're defending yourself. In reality, you're feeding them. Every sharp reply, every emotional explanation, every minute spent trying to prove your value, that is fuel for their inner emptiness. You think you are having a dignified argument. In reality, you are giving them exactly what they started the conversation for. Your attention, your time, your emotional energy. Imagine a colleague who raises his voice at you in every meeting because he knows you will passionately defend yourself every single time. But one day you simply stay silent. He freezes mid-sentence. His game collapses because without your reaction, there is nothing left to play. Toxic people keep casting the same hook because they are certain you will bite. An angry late-night message, a jab disguised as a joke, an innocent question designed to make you justify yourself. They do not need your answers. They need your sparks. So why can't you just win by arguing back? Because you cannot win a game. You were never meant to win. Think about how many times you lost. Your peace of mind tried to prove you were right. And how many times did it actually work? In those heated moments, they are not listening to your arguments. They're feeding on your emotions. The more you explain, the more power you give them. Every justification is a new thread they can pull. Every defense is a new opening for attack. You think you're standing your ground. In reality, you are handing them a map of your vulnerabilities. And the worst part? Most often you are provoked by people who know you. They know which buttons to press. They know your weak spots. An ex who sends a message knowing you will analyze it for hours. A family member who, under the guise of concern, pokes at your past failures. These people do not fish with words. They fish with emotions. So what is the alternative? Not walls. Not silence. Not becoming cold. Become strategically uninteresting. Think of yourself as Wi-Fi. If no one can connect to you, they cannot steal your energy either. Someone throws an insult expecting an explosion. Instead, you respond with something completely neutral. Interesting point of view. I hear you. Okay. Or you simply nod and say nothing. What just happened? You refused to give them the emotional charge they were looking for. You did not attack, so they cannot play the victim. You did not defend, so they have nothing to grab onto. You are present, but you are not available for the game. This is not weakness. This is not passivity. This is selective energy spending. And here is what happens when you stop feeding. Toxic patterns. They starve. The person who once triggered you with a single phrase now has to work much harder. They escalate. They try bigger provocations. But when even that does not work, something shifts. They get bored. They move on. They find someone else who will give them the drama they need. And you get back an entire day of inner peace. No fight. No explanation needed. You simply refuse to play. This has a name. Therapists call it the gray rock method. The concept is simple and powerful. You make yourself as uninteresting and unresponsive as a smooth gray rock. No emotion el raíz. No defensibles. Only calm, neutral, almost boring responses. Here is how it works in practice. Provocation. Why are you always like this? Your response, calm, flat tone, I don't know. Provocation. You have nothing to say? Your response, not really. Provocation, are you ignoring me? Your response, I'm listening. I just have nothing to add. You are not rude. You're not dismissive. You simply refuse to be the source of drama they're looking for. And here is the part most people miss. This is not about suppressing your feelings. You can feel everything, the anger, the frustration, the pain, but you are not obligated to perform those feelings in front of someone who will use them against you. True power is not in reacting fast. It is in deciding not to react at all. Save your depth for people who deserve it. Save your vulnerability for relationships that value it. Save your explanations for those who genuinely won't understand. Everyone else gets the gray rock. Once you learn this, something surprising happens. People around you may still talk, still try to provoke you, but their words begin to feel like background noise. And for the first time, you can take a real breath. If this video made you think, drop a comment below. Tell me about a situation where you wish you had known this method. And if you found this useful, share it with someone who needs it right now. Subscribe for more practical psychology that actually changes how you move through the world. See you in the next one.